Tonight, a Metro Atlanta judge kicked off the bench. Effective today, Christina Peterson no longer works as a Douglas County probate judge. The removal comes after a long string of judicial misconduct allegations from a state-run agency. Atlanta News First Yasmina Alston is live tonight outside the Douglas County Courthouse for us tonight. Yasmina, this decision follows the judge's unrelated arrest outside of the nightclub in Buckhead.
Tori, that's right, and we haven't heard back from Peterson's attorney about if she will speak on this removal, but her attorney did confirm that she found out this morning and is now evaluating her next steps. And this here is the courthouse where she worked in Douglas County, but the Supreme Court of Georgia has ordered her removal for violating multiple rules in the Code of Judicial Conduct. In 2021, the commission filed several misconduct charges against Peterson, accusing her of keeping settlement funds instead of distributing them to other plaintiffs, violating the courthouse's security protocols during a wedding, and making inappropriate social media posts, among other allegations. And in an unrelated incident just last week, body camera footage showed Christina Peterson after her arrest in Buckhead, where she faces 2 charges, including simple battery against a police officer. Her attorney says she was helping a woman who was being attacked. Judge Peterson is now not eligible to be elected or appointed to any judicial office in Georgia, and that's for the next 7 years. And again, we did reach out to her attorney to see if she would address the removal. We're waiting to hear back. Live in Douglas County, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Tonight.